Hi everyone, welcome to Organic Insight. In this particular video, I am going to talk about IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds with functional group. I already discussed IUPAC nomenclature of normal hydrocarbons. In this video, I will discuss about functional group in which the compound contains only one functional group. In upcoming videos, I will be teaching about a compound contains two or more functional group like that. Now I will continue with a functional group. First of all, I will take alcohol. If suppose if any compound contains alcohol that is represented by OH, then we will use suffix "ol", correct? Then if it contains thioalcohol, thioalcohol we will call, which is can be represented by SH. If contains SH group, then we will use thiol only as a suffix. Then actually in the primary suffix, this is we will use it as secondary suffix, right? What we will be using in primary suffix? In primary suffix, what is the type of hydrocarbon that is end with ANE, ENE and YNE. We already discussed in this previous video, and now I am talking about secondary suffix. We will use secondary suffix to represent what is the functional group present in the particular molecule. Now the third one I will take up with aldehydes. If suppose aldehydes is there, I will just write CHO like that. If aldehyde is present, we have to use AL. Be sure with OL with alcohol as well as AL with aldehyde. Just remember in alcohol, this last OL is there, that one we will use as suffix. In aldehyde starting AL we will use as suffix. Then we'll take ketones. Ketones can be represented by just RC double bond O will be there, COR I will write. Then suffix is ONE, own we have to use. Suppose here esters is there, carboxylic esters, which can be represented by COOR dash, like that we can use for this O8, OATE like that. Then if suppose carboxylic acid is there, generally I will write it as COOH over here only, because it is everyone will know this is carboxylic acid. We will use oic acid as a suffix over here. Then if it contains acid halides which can be represented by COX. X can be any halides. Fluorine can be there, bromine, chlorine or iodine. For this suffix will be oil halide. Example I will give for this. Suppose if CH3 C double bond O Cl, if it is there. This is in general we will call it as acetyl chloride also we will call, but according to IUPAC name we can name it as ethanoyl chloride. Eth means two carbon atom is there, that's why ethanoyl, NOYL, ethanoyl chloride we will call by this name. Then I will discuss in lots of example is there. Then we will discuss about amide. If suppose amide is there, that can be represented by CONH2, then we will use amide only as a suffix, that is secondary suffix. Then we will use acyl group. If suppose acyl group is there, only acyl group, that is CO only. If this group is there, we will use oil only as a secondary functional group. Now we'll move on to the next functional group, that is cyanides. Cyanides are very dangerous, right? This one can be represented by CN, C triple bond N will be there. This can be the suffix will be nitrile. Then for amines, that is NH2 group. If carbonyl, if any organic compound contains NH2 group, that is called as amine. For this one, same amine only we will use. Then if it contains sulfonic acid, sulfonic acid, which can be represented by formula SO3H. If this group is there, we will use sulfonic acid only. Benzyl sulfonic acid, we will be knowing by the name sulfonic acid. Okay, now I will take one example. Suppose here CH2 double bond CH, and next here carbon is there, and here CH2 and CH3 is there, and then here one hydrogen and here COOH, like that if it is there. Now I have to select the principal chain, correct? That is the first priority in case of IUPAC nomenclature. First of all, from where I have to start the numbering? From where the functional group is started, that carbon has to get the priority 1, correct? For that carbon, I have to give the numbering 1. Then for the alpha position, I have to give alpha means adjacent to functional group. That is, this particular carbon atom has to get a numbering 2. Then I have two options. Here also two carbons is there, and here also two carbons is there. Now, for which one I have to select the carbon chain as a principal chain? It is rule that the carbon chain which contains a multiple bond has to be selected in principal chain. Here there is a single bond, but here there is a double bond. That's why this carbon atom has to get a number 3 and this one has 4. Then what is this chain became? This is side chain. What is the name of this side chain? That is contains two carbon atom, ethyl group, correct? Then we will name this particular compound as 2. We have to separate by hyphen, and here ethyl is there, 2 ethyl. Then what is the root word for this principal chain? It contains 4 carbon atom. That's why it is bute. Bute is there. Then at the third position there is a double bond. Bute 3 in and oic acid. Oic acid for carboxylic acid. 2 ethyl bute 3 in oic acid. We can name this particular compound like this. Then we'll discuss about some prefixes. This is just an example I gave how to name a functional group with IUPAC nomenclature. Lots of example I will be taking. Before that, I will be teaching some prefixes first. When substituent is there, here I will write substituent and what is the prefix used for that prefix. Now, if CH3 group is there, here in previous example we already saw that here CH2 and CH3 is there. For this group we called ethyl, but for CH3 group is there, this one called as a methyl, right? For CH2 and CH3, if this group is there, we will call it as ethyl. And for every homologous series that is increased by CH2 group, we will use propyl, butyl, pentyl, hexyl, heptyl, like that. It will be continue, it is going. Then if suppose fluorine is there, we will call this one as fluoro, right? If suppose chlorine is there, we will call by the name chloro. This is all the prefixes we have to denote by like this. Then if bromine is there, we will call it as bromo. Then if iodine is there, we will call it as iodo. Then if suppose a different functional like substituent I will take, that is NO2. that is nitro group. We will call it as nitro. It is not a functional group. It has to be treated as a substituent only. Then if O C2H5. C2H5 we will call it as this group only. If we add 2 carbon is there and total 5 hydrogens is there, C2H5 group is ethyl. If suppose this group is there, OC2H5, if it is there, we will call it as ethoxy. Ethoxy. If suppose OCH3 is there, we will call it as, this is ethoxy is there, and here we will call it as methoxy. Right. Next, we will take a different substituent, that is this group, that is N double bond N. If it is there, we will call the prefix as diazo. Then for NO group, N double bond O, if it is there, we will call it as nitroso. Nitroso. Like this, we will name prefix of a substituent. Now I will be taking one example, like I will be taking a cyclic compound, and where double bond is there and this is attached OH, and here substituent I will take, let's take bromine as an example. Okay, if suppose this molecule is there, actually we know the rules, but how to apply in any example? Here what is the functional group present, that is alcohol is there. Then what is the substituent present, that is bromine is there. I already discussed here, bromine is as treated as a substituent, right, and alcohol treated as a functional group, that is suffix we will use as all. We know the rules, but from where numbering has to start? From the functional group. That's why this carbon atom has to get a priority number 1, and here 2, and here 3, right? We will call by, we will number like this, and in the, okay, now I will try to write the name. In the third position, first of all we have to write the prefix, right? In the third position there is bromo, 3 hyphen bromo I have to write. Then what is this particular whole thing called as? Cyclohexyl. This is a 6-membered ring is there. For 6-membered, we will call cyclohexyl. For 5-membered, we will call cyclopentyl. Cyclopentyl. Cyclobutyl for 4, cyclopropyl for 3 carbon atom, that is triangle like this. We will call it as cyclopropyl ring. Here I have cyclohexyl. That's why without hyphen I have to write cyclohexyl. Then I have to, hyphen should be there over here because I have to number the double bond, correct? Where is the double bond present? That is carbon 1. Then again hyphen I have to put, then ene to represent a double bond, and again hyphen is there, and at a 1 position it is alcohol is there. What is the suffix for alcohol? That is OL. This is the IUPAC name for this particular compound, that is 3 bromo cyclohexyl 1 ene 1 all. Like this we have to write the functional like IUPAC nomenclature. Then I will be taking up with a different example. Let's take CH3 is there, and here CH3 CH2, then again CH2 CH, suppose here COOH is there, and here CH2, and here CH3, like that if it is there. Okay, now I have to start the numbering from a functional group. If functional group contains a carbon, we have to number that particular carbon as 1, then the adjacent as 2. Now I have 2 direction, towards right as well as towards left. Here principal chain has to contain maximum number of carbon atoms. That's why I have to go towards left. That's why this carbon has to get the 3, 4 and 5 like this. Now at the second position I have this group, that is ethyl group, as a substituent. That's why I have to write prefix as 2 ethyl. 2 ethyl. What is the root word for this principal chain that is contains 5 carbon atom, that is pent, correct? Then what is the functional group present over here, that is carboxylic acid. For carboxylic acid we will use a suffix as oic acid, that is pentanoic acid. Here you can be facing some difficulty in this particular region. I will just elaborate that. I will just write 2 ethyl. This one we will be understanding very easily. Then again pent. From here I will write this. There is a no bracket. This is the actual IUPAC name, but how it came, just this one I am just elaborating. Pent is the root word. Then what is the primary suffix for this? ane is there. And what is the suffix, secondary suffix? That is oic acid. Like that it is there. But suddenly I have wrote like this. What is the reason is, here one more rule will come, that is elision of E. That is elision of the letter E. Now this one I have to write pent is there, and here ane is there. As it is, I will write, before adding this secondary suffix to this, here whatever the e is there, I have to remove that. Then I have to write pentane. What is this? Oic acid. This one is the rule, that is elision of e. Wherever the in suppose if ene is there and yne or ane as a primary suffix is there, before adding the secondary suffix, suppose alcohol, sorry, this is aldehyde, alcohol or thiol, whatever the secondary suffix is there, before adding to this we have to just eliminate this e. This rule is called as elision of e. This rule we have to remember. By this we can name this particular compound as 2-ethyl pentanoic acid. Now I will be taking up with a different example, that is CH3, then CH2, then CH2, then C. Here I will write double bond CH, and here CH3, and here I have to add a carboxylic acid. I will write that like this. Now I have to start the numbering from a functional group, that is a carboxylic acid is there. I have to number it as 1, and the adjacent it will get 2. Now again I have two options, either I can go to right side or I can go to left side. Here if I come to left side like this, I will contain, it contains 3 more carbon atoms, but here only 2 is there. But what is the rule? To rule will tell the principal chain has to get the maximum number of multiple bond. That is, principal chain must contain a carbon-carbon double bond if it is there, or carbon-carbon triple bond. That's why I have to select this one as the principal chain, and whatever the remaining side this group is there, it will become side chain. What is this group called as? That is, it contains 3 carbon atoms. That's why it will name as propyl. Now I will just try to write the IUPAC name. In the second position I have 2 propyl. 2 propyl. What is the root word for this principal chain? That is, it contains 4. That's why here this is not the actual IUPAC name. Again I will be modifying that. For understanding, I will be writing with bracket and all. But then ene is there as a primary suffix, and again oic acid is there. For rough work I will do like this, and here I will try to write the IUPAC name, that is 2 propyl there should be no space between. This is but. Ene is there. What is the, we have to write the position, correct? It is present in second position of carbon because the lowest number we have to take, not 3. 2 in elision of E. Here also has to follow in and oic acid. This is the actual IUPAC name for this particular compound. 2-propyl but 2-enoic acid. Now I will be taking different example, that is CH3, then CH, and here CH3. Okay, here I will take C double bond CH, then again CH3, and here I will take carboxylic acid only, that is COOH. Now again the same rule will follow, but here I have again 1, 2, and here the same multiple bond is present in this particular group. That's why I will try to name it as 3, and here 4. Then what is this group called as? This is isopropyl, correct? That's why I have to write 2 isopropyl. In the second position, isopropyl group is there, and here but. In the second position, ene is there. Primary suffix followed by what is the secondary suffix, that is functional group. It is oic acid, that is carboxylic acid. This is the IUPAC name for this particular compound. I hope the naming of compound contains a single functional group. It is understood by you people. We'll take some more example. Suppose here CH3, here OH is there. This is simple alcohol I'm taking. First of all, what is the root word for this? First of all, I have to write root word, that is meth. I will be writing meth plus any carbon-carbon single bond is there, or double bond, triple bond is there. If such no case, we have to take ANE only. Then again, what is the suffix for this? That is all. And here same elision of E has to taken place, and the remaining things we will add. We will write it as methanol. This is simple. We will write the IUPAC name as methanol for this particular compound. Then we'll take up with a different example, that is CH3, CH2, then OH, like this. Then again the same thing is there. What is the root word? If a compound contains a single functional group, we will first we have to write the root word. What is the root word for this? Eth is there, then again plus. Here carbon carbon double bond, sorry, single bond is there, double and triple bond is not there. That means what is the primary suffix? That is ANE. Then what is the secondary suffix? It contains alcohol, that's why OL. Elision of E has to taken place, and finally we will get the IUPAC name as ethanol. Ethanol. By pronunciation also we have to properly pronounce ethanol. We will get, suppose I will take another example of carbonyl compound, that is C double bond O, and here H is there. If this group is there, that is functional group is aldehydes. I have to number from this particular carbon, that is 1 and 2 is there. Now what is the root word for this? That is, it contains 2 carbon, that's why eth, plus carbon carbon ANE is sorry, single bond is there, that's why ANE, plus what is the secondary suffix for this? That is AL. If we want to write the IUPAC name, we will get it as ethanol. By pronunciation, we have to understand the difference between ethanol as well as ethanol, correct? Then we'll move on to the next thing, that is, I will take a different example, that is CH3, then C double bond O, then again CH3, a famous compound. The name is, common name is acetone. We will try to write the IUPAC nomenclature. Now I have to number from, it is symmetric molecule, that is from this side it will look the same. I have to number 1, 2, 3. What is the root word for the principal chain? It is prop, contains 3 carbon atom, and the primary suffix is ane. And the, what is the secondary suffix? That is, what is the functional group? That is ketone. If alkyl group is there and other side also alkyl group, and in between the carbonyl group is there, that particular compound is called as ketones. What ONE is the secondary suffix. Elision of E has to taken place, and finally we will get the name as propanone. Propanone is the IUPAC name for this particular molecule, and we will call acetone. Acetone we will use in lab, a versatile compound, CH3, CH2, then C double bond O and OCH3. This particular compound is derived from acids, that is carboxylic acid. We will try to name this particular compound. Now, first of all, we have to start from a functional group starting from this particular carbon atom, that is 1. I have to give the number, then 2, then 3 is there. Now, what is this group called as? Whatever the remaining, that is apart from oxygen it is there, we have to take it as a prefix we have to use. Then what is this functional group called as? That is C double bond O and O CH3. If this particular is there, we will call by the name ester. Esters are derived from carboxylic acids. First of all, here I will try to name it as methyl. Methyl is there. This is the group. What is the root word for the principal chain? That is prop plus, what is between carbon carbon, primary suffix is ane is there. Then what is the secondary suffix? That is for ester, that is O8. Elision of E has to taken place over here. Methyl, methyl propanoate. Methyl propanoate is the IUPAC nomenclature for this particular compound. I hope up to this video you are understood a little. Then we'll see more example in upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching.